Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, welcome. I'm Pete. Now, today's video will be a repot video with my golden goddess, not golden goddess, sorry, my Thai, oh crap. Ha! Got it. With my Thai sunrise. I knew it. I got this. Ha! Again, this will be your basic repot in spag. Um, what I'm going to do, as you can see, she is down in my infamous potting mix, aeroid potting mix. If you haven't checked out that video, guys, I'm pretty sure it is up and loaded by now. But if not, keep a look out, hit that notification bell. Keep a lookout for my infamous aeroid mix. But this container here, as you can see, it has my previous. I hate when I do that. As you can see, very dry or airy. This thing is dry. But as you can see, that is the rest of the potting mix from my other plants. Not that Birkin that you seen, just because that was its original soil that came from wherever it came from. But like my other repots, have you seen like my Rafa the 4 or even my Philodendron Golden Goddess? They all had aeroid mix in it, and there is no way that I'm going to just throw them away how I do the other soil, because hopefully the video is out that I've mentioned a little bit about the soil that comes out of the pots from my plants. I basically just I made a flower bed in the front for a lot of those plants that I don't throw away, and of course I'm not getting rid of dirt, so I just made a little flower bed in the front for it. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. And like I said before, I'm not throwing this away, but let's go ahead and jump straight into this video here without me ranting as much. So what we're going to do is get her, as you can see, she's inside of this white plastic cover, holder, pot, however you want to put it. As I said, or you probably heard or seen already, my stakes in there, usually white, and I have one blue glass ceramic vase that my Alocasia green shield is currently in. But yeah, let's get her out of this. And she's also inside of a black 6-inch pot, so I don't have to switch out the pot, just because I would prefer them to be black, if anything, especially if they didn't have a cover on them. Now, how I do my plants, so I most definitely to almost never, but most definitely don't have to water. Since this is a very, very airy mix, she holds water, but not like your average, nowhere near your average plant soil, house plant, how it holds water, or garden soil. But anyway, down in the bottom, as you can see, since the water is dirty, you can see pretty good. I'll keep a little water just to the rim. I think this an inch or a little bit under an inch. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. You can see where the water line is. I keep it there just so that some extra water could try to evaporate through the holes and through the plants. Now, keep in mind, great idea, works wonders, but for me and my grow tent, sometimes certain things can be too much of a good thing, and for that reason, most of my rare plants growing vigorously, especially the root system, with the humidity and the heat, they tend to find themselves down in here, probably searching for water. And some of them grew or have grown through the bottom, and then we all know that if you can't push it back through, you probably will have to cut it unless you want to uproot it, which I'm pretty sure you don't. So I would either have to try to wiggle it back through, And like my Pink Princess case, the roots were long and it had already started sending out tap water roots, so I could not get it in there. And you will see eventually in the video that it suffered a little bit with the new leaf just because of the size of the leaf compared to the rest. But I'm pretty sure she will, and it's still growing, but she will kick back in no time. But again, there's me ranting on again, huh? Let's go ahead and get started with this. Now I got her as a cutting. I just pulled off the actual first leaf. I keep forgetting what that name is. I'm gonna probably, let me just stick it up here, but the little first leaf that they always shoot out, I think it starts with a P. I could just be guessing, I don't know, but this is it here. She finally came off. You probably can't see it, it's whitewashed. Again, I could turn my light down, but yeah. But again, yes, I got her sometime last year, and I made a drastic, crazy decision. And if she would have grown the way that I put her, you would have seen her inside of the Golden Goddess pot. Now, when I did that, and she came, I got her from a cutting from a sell off Etsy, I think, or was it a trade? I think it was a cutting off of Etsy, but anyway, let's just say when I got her, she had a little bit of roots on her, and it was coming just from the area roots, but it was trying to root, and I just stuck her down inside of the pot, not knowing that, at the time, not knowing that my aeroid mix was a aeroid mix, and even with me watering her, again, with these plants, they don't need a lot or even like a lot of water, so I end up just watering it regularly, and the water will go down to the bottom, and do the same process like this until it dries up, and then I restart it back. But as you can see, it didn't work out right, and she's not in there now. But anyway, I took her out, and I decided to place in water, and again, that was the best idea. She rehydrated herself, and she shot out plenty healthy roots. As I can see, they are white. A nice root system, and I stuck her down in that current pot there, and she's been growing ever since. As you can see, can I shake a little of this off here? As you can see, this is what we are working with from her, and of course, with most aeroids, you will have more top foliage than you would bottom, just because of how they grow, and also these are aeroids. So this is how far I planted it down, so that I could technically cut it, guys, and get two. I mean, with any aeroid, you can cut, but I told myself I didn't want to cut it, just for these purposes. But again, with me sitting here looking at it, I got projects running through my head. Now, let me rinse these off so I can show you guys this better. If I wanted to do this, even down the line with the process that she's going in, I will definitely be able to switch her out into, or switch her out and cut her, or whatever I decided to do with her at that point. And she's growing, well, she was growing pretty good. As you can see, I probably won't get all of this off, especially like these perlite little balls. I don't know if this is perlite. Yeah, this is perlite. Some plant people, enthusiasts, they use the little styrofoam balls, whatever they're called, but this is perlite. Anyway, as you can see here, if I really wanted to cut this plant up now and start more, which would be a good idea only because of, spring is coming, and if I can get it to start to grow before then, once spring hits, she would literally take off. But everywhere you see a root coming from, let's see, can I move that one over? There we go. Like this one here, I could really cut it. Let's push this over. I could really cut her right there in the center here, and that will be a whole nother plant. And then I also have another one here, which is at a node. These are all nodes, guys. And if you don't know what a node is usually where a plant shoots out area roots so that it gives it a better chance of a survival rate. And also, depending on the plant, it's usually a climber or a trailer or a crawler. So it'll help them stable themselves also while creating another stable root system. But as we're seeing, I have one node here. I have one node here, and there's a node here which is attached to this leaf. And I don't know if you can see, you guys, right here, but this part right here, the crown or the top part, she has started to root out because I stuck that last piece of node down in the soil. But from the looks of it, I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 plants here if I wanted to try it. And even if I didn't cut this down here, one thing that I do know and love about most aeroids is that once you do top them, it kind of upsets the plant, and it forces them to shoot out new growth points. But usually you will find that they will come from under the soil. And in that case, that means that when you buried the plant or when your plant was planted, there were more than one node up on the ground, if you get what I'm saying. Like most people, you see them after they cut the pink princess all the way down or anything of that nature, you will see it'll start to spread with about maybe 3 to 4 new shoots coming from this one plant. So that means that once you topped it, these nodes had a chance to activate. So topping it will actually revert all the auxins and the hormones and stuff that actually encourages your plant to grow a certain way, like towards light and all this other stuff. It will send direct that energy from the top to the other node. So it's basically saying, hey, there's free range here, we need to grow, and it'll start shooting out from the side. But it will also try to repair itself cellular wise from the top. But yeah, I don't think I'm really going to cut her up just because she's growing. And again, I mean, I honestly could, but there's not enough root here for me, even though she's going to be sitting in spag, and the spag will be, of course, she sits in my grow tent, and the spag will be moist and also get a lot of humidity. Which also, if you don't know, guys, heat also encourages rigorous for the root growth. But again, I'm sitting here thinking, and I could have 2 of these, and if I cut it, then I'm pretty sure, as you can see, the variegation here will be a lot more dominant. Now, speaking on the variegation, I don't know if you can see that there's some here. This is like one of the first leaves, the second leaf or something, and then it is here. Now, if you see the pattern that is coming on each side, I thought I had lost it just because it had stopped shooting out any kind of variegation. And of course, listening and doing research, most of the people are saying just, cut it down at a certain point and, your variegation comes back. That's true. I've tested it on my Tradescantias back there, and, I cut one, and hopefully you've seen my allocation video, but collection video. But anyway, I use those as fillers in my allocations because my allocations are currently growing in pond, and I would like, just for some extra water absorbent plant that actually loves water and don't mind growing in it. And I cut one of those off, and it was I think the variegated kind, or maybe it's called the white stripe, if I'm not mistaken. Try to scan the white stripe. And I cut her off, and like I said, I used them as fillers. As time went on, I noticed the leaves are coming through, and every single last one of those leaves are like a half moon. They're like so pretty. Um, and that was just based, I mean, it was already variegating itself, but that chop just did it. And those are like some awesome looking leaves. And, you know, if I do cut her, I'm pretty sure the variegation will come back in it. But as time went on, she just stopped variegating, as you can see. But I also noticed, you know, as in doing, you know, a little research, you know, you can see the variegation, like on Pink Princess, how much variegation is in it, or DNA is in it, just by the variegation on the stem. So with this one, you probably won't be able to see it just because of the whitewash, but actually you can. It's green in these little stems right here. That is your variegation. Like for this one here, that's the variegation on it. And as it got older, it starts to get a lot fainter. So I said, well, let me just give it some time, and I didn't want to cut it, but as the leaves came out, you know, they unfurled and they started looking like a mint, which I really haven't really looked at my golden goddess leaves, but I'm pretty sure they're not like a mint, if I'm not mistaken. They're just like a yellow, high pitch yellow green. But this one here is like a mint. It has the yellow and then there's the speckles of green in it. But as time went on, she just kept throwing out these little mint leaves, but I kept checking the stem to see if it had variegation on it, and each stem had just a little variegation on the tip or on the edge, as you've seen. And again, time went on, she put out a leaf, nothing on it, put out another leaf, nothing on it, put out another leaf, nothing on it. You know, I wasn't sure at that point. And then this one here came in. It lets me know that the variegation is still there. Now, I'm not sure if this happened because I put it up higher in my grow tent. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, but I do remember having her up top for a couple of days, and it was during the time that this one was trying to unfurl. So I have no clue as of if it was just growing and it came out, or if it was me and my my light, giving it a lot more light than the grow light that's at the bottom. But just letting it sit there, and then this next leaf came out after it. Of course, the variegation is I'll let you see that. There it is right there. It just looks like the leaf is damaged, but that is the green variegation it gave me, and that was all that I had from her, from this new leaf. You can see a little green there from the variegation, but even on the back side, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, just like a little smidget of a mark. Let's see, focus, where are you? Right there. Man, barely can see it, but that is the variegation for her. And I don't know, and I really don't want to cut her, but I don't want her to spend her days just shooting out these regular leaves when I know for a fact this is not what she's supposed to be doing. But with DNA, you can't tell a plant really what it's supposed to do. But I do know cutting it will encourage a lot of the foolishness to start. But, you know, I'm loving her now the way she is just by writing on about her. But I'm not going to cut her. I'm going to let her grow a little bit more. But if I do chop her, I will top her maybe 2 or 3 nodes to see can I activate some of these bottom nodes here. So that way I'll have a better chance of, you know, more variegation coming through without technically chopping her to pieces. So let's go ahead and get her in her forever home. Let's clean this. the rest of this dirt here, the soil here out. Now with this water, I'm just going to leave it in here because eventually the spag will soak it on up. Just because of some of the pieces of the spag tend to fall through or touch the little holes at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, just like the rest of my videos, guys, I am going to put a little spag in here at the bottom, just so that nothing is bare or touching, you know, the bottom of your pot. And also your roots don't grow straight through the bottom. Have a little there. Alright. We're going to take our Thai Sunrise, and what I'm going to do is bury her the same exact length or way, so that the roots, even the top area roots here, so that they are in contact with the spag as well. Once she's in here, of course, I hold her up some so the roots are not just straight flush at the bottom. So that way all the roots are entangled within the spag and there's no air gap bubbles, however you want to say it. Of course, you want her, or want your plant rather, placed in a way or arranged in a way so that it grows to your needs, and also it fits the plant needs as well, so that it doesn't grow out of whack. And everything you've done to this point to keep her looking a certain way was kind of a waste of time because it wasn't properly executed, and your plant decided to do what it wanted to do instead of how you wanted it to grow. Okay, and again, I don't know if I mentioned, but this bag is already previously moist or wet. What I usually do, I used a bottle of regular drinking water that I get from the grocery store, and I pour it in here, and I don't let it get soaked, but you also don't want it real dry. And I just close it up, guys, and seal it, and so that way when it's time for me to use it, it's fresh, and I don't have to worry about any kind of watering of the spag. And then sometimes, even with just these plants themselves, as I said, they don't like much water. So having them sit in even wet spag is what some people call wet feet. Even if your plant has wet feet and spag, it's definitely not good for your root system. So with this being slightly moist, it has a better chance. And again, you know, since I am heavy-handed, which is another reason why that I'm switching and loving this spag process, is that you really can't overwater spag. But if it's already wet, you wouldn't need to soak her to death, just because you will eventually encourage some kind of root rot, and we most definitely don't want that, especially if you can't catch it in time. That will be some drastic things going on there. But where is my, here we go. Alright, guys, so as you can see, this process is complete. It didn't take too long, as you can see, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and place her inside of the grow tent back down where she was, and we're going to hope and pray that everything works out, which I'm pretty sure it will. But with plants, you never know. One day they're fine, and then God knows what happened the next day. Even when they don't show any signs of anything being wrong with them, guys, one day they're fine, and then the next day they're like struggling for life, and then you're trying to rush and figure out what's going on with her. And that's something that we all hate doing. So just keep that in mind if you're wanting to try this process that I'm doing. And I can tell you now, you will see a lot of these repot and spag with me. Most all of my most of all of my plants collection, especially my rare plants and my rare, uncommon, hard to find plants. They're currently sitting inside of my grow tent. Now, most of these plants, I don't know if they're considered rare anymore. Most of them now, prices have went down on them, which is fine with me because, again, at least 90 to 85% of my collection that I have were based off of trades. And guys, these trades were something simple as a Hoya curtsii or I think it was an African faced alocasia or I think it was pink dragon or pink something alocasia. Most of these plants that I have, I mean, people were willing to trade it because one, there are some good plant enthusiasts out there who aren't, just about the dollar. And, they would really like to help others and see others succeed and grow their collection. And, but I've come across some very, very nice people and, simple things like that I can find here that you really can't find anywhere else just because I'm in the South. And most growers tend to order things that can survive in the area, even with little to minimum care, and that's just because of the environment. But at least that 85 to 90% of my collection have come from simple trades, and I've been loving it so far. And again, to find these people, you just have to talk and chat and talk to people like these here came from um, Facebook, yes, Facebook chat group, and there's some very nice people on Facebook chat group that who you can most of these groups you can sell, trade, or even buy sometimes. All right, guys, sorry about that. Camera cut off again, probably because I was ranting on. And but yeah, guys, 80 at least I would just say 80, 85, 90%. Let's just go with a good number of 80% of my plants that I have in my collection have come from some kind of trade, or even my case, good luck, a giveaway. But yes, guys, this is the final product of the repot with me and spag of my Thai sunrise philodendron. She will be going up on a slack of wood eventually. And again, there's that curve that I love to see. Because again, this here is one of I think the second leaf, maybe. So eventually she will, which I will hate, she will eventually fall off. I just hope not, but I hope I can get her to stay on because then I don't have much color after that, guys. But yeah, let's just hope she stays on. But if not, as I said before, I am going to eventually cut her, just to see if I can get those nodes to activate. And if I can, let's just hope that the variegation comes back. But the sucky part about it is you have to cut it back to the point of the strongest variegation. And if she doesn't kick up, and do what she needs to do, then I will have to bring it back down a lot when I go and, go and cut her. But, even with that being said, I will still have some more to prop and work with, and of course, do some tradings as well. But yeah, guys, this is the finished product here. Of course, she's fixing to go back down in her home here. And this is what she looks like. And what I'm going to do is place her now right back down inside of the grow tent, where there's heat, humidity, and extra light. And she should do fine. But that is it, guys. I would like to thank you again for coming back and supporting my channel. Please don't forget to like and comment down below. Let me know if you would like for me to do anything would like for me to do anything that you have in mind, or something that you're afraid to do, and maybe I've done it, or I could even do my own personal research on it and we can do it together. But again, thanks for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell, guys. Again, I have tons and tons of project going on here, and I would like for you guys to be here and join me as well. But again, thanks for coming. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.